back just a second. What is up? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a little bit. I'm fully aware that I started a YouTube channel, posted 2 vlogs, and then dipped. But I'm back. I had the day off work today, so why not get back into it? I think I've gotten in my head as far as what am I going to vlog, but really I am just going to vlog my life. So today I'm actually going to be answering some questions about the gastric sleeve. I'll do a separate video about like my whole experience, but this is just a Q&A about what my experience has been, and let's get into it. Techie girl. Also, let me preface that I put these out into the universe. I asked about Q&A stuff in April, so it's October. Alright, that's all I have to say. Okay, yes, Aaron asked, what was the worst part of healing? Honestly, the pain. Like, I think that I had heard about what the pain was going to be like, but in general, I woke up from surgery, and if you don't know much about the sleeve, there are 5 incisions that they do, so 4 down, like right around here, and 1 up here. And so there are those incisions itself, and then they remove 80% of your stomach. So like your whole stomach lining is different, and it's like, if I could, I don't even know how to describe it. You know, like that feeling after you work out and you do abs, like the next day when you wake up and it's so sore. It was that, but on such an extreme level, and it did get better quickly. Like it only took a couple of, I don't know, maybe like a week and a half for the pain to go away, but it was way more severe than I was expecting, so I would definitely say that. Are you drinking coffee or carbonated drinks yet? So coffee, I did 30 days without caffeine after surgery. Then I started drinking caffeine again. Carbonated drinks took me a little bit longer. I want to say I had my surgery done January 13th of this year, and I think I had my first carbonated drink after that. Yeah, it would have been early July. Some people are really sensitive to carbonation after. I haven't been that affected, but I also don't drink like big amounts of it at once, I guess I'll say now. These are all from Yes Erin. She says something you couldn't live without right after surgery. Premier protein shakes. They were so easy and tasted good to me. First 2 weeks I was on all soft foods, so honestly those were more than filling for me at that time, and made it just like super easy, so I would say that. How do you handle people in your close circles and family opinions? Also from Yes Erin. I have been so fortunate to have supportive people in my circle. Like my immediate family has been so supportive, and my close friends have all been supportive. Like I genuinely don't think I've gotten any backlash from anyone in my close group of friends in my immediate support system, because if I did, I would genuinely feel so frustrated. Once I made the decision, you know, everyone was behind me, so I'm really grateful for that. If you had 6 months to prep for surgery, what would you do? Mine is in December. Okay, well now I'm sorry because I only have 2 months, but honestly, I would recommend going into counseling beforehand. You have to do like a psych evaluation for most programs, but I started talking about this in counseling in my own individual therapy that I had already been doing, and I think that helped me recognize a lot about coping mechanisms and stress eating and things like that. So being aware like this coping mechanism isn't going to be available now, so how do I find good coping mechanisms and replace it with that? I think that's like any kind of mental work you can do is the best thing you can do for this surgery. One of my best friends, M, says, what's been the hardest and the best part of this whole journey? The hardest, I think, was probably, yeah, I guess right after surgery, for like those first couple of weeks, especially, like my food was so limited that I could eat, and I'm such a social person, so this was like pre-COVID even, and going out with people, I think it's just, you don't realize how much of life in our, especially in the Western like culture, is just built around food. Like any kind of social gathering, you don't realize it, but like it's gonna be around food. So I think people that have like gluten intolerances or dairy allergies, things like that, like probably understand this to a certain level of like, once options are taken off the table, you see them everywhere, you know, and I think that's part of why dieting in general can become so hard, you know, like, not that this is a diet, but I'm just saying, I think it's just the psychology of it. When you take the option away, all of a sudden it feels like it's everywhere. So I know that might sound silly, but honestly that has been hard. And I guess also as someone who like advocates really strongly for body positivity, it's been hard to figure out my place in the body positivity movement as far as like someone who has had a weight loss surgery done. You know, what does it look like? How do I keep advocating for the plus size community? And I'm very much still plus size myself. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's been hard to figure out. Best part of this whole journey, kind of said it earlier about my support system. I've heard a lot of stories, especially with this surgery, of just the backlash that people have gotten, and I think it's shown me the quality of the support system and like the caliber of friends that I have in my life that have literally done everything they can to support me and stand by me in this. So yes, that's the hardest part and best part. Okay, Rach Murphy asked, was it hard to start working out again after? No, I was ready. I actually love being active, and before surgery, I had been a member at a local gym, and I was working out a lot, going to Zumba, doing my own individual workouts, you know, whatnot. After surgery, I walked a lot. Even I would just go to the gym even and just walk on the treadmill for a while. And I was like ready to be cleared because I wanted to be back in Zumba. So once I got cleared, I was working out like, I'd say going to a workout class 4 to 5 times a week. I was really excited about it. It's kind of hot, just a second. Ooh. What kind of diet did you have to follow after surgery? From Keep Calm, love CC. Yeah, so like I've mentioned a little bit before, the first 3 days actually were clear liquids only. The next 4 days were full liquids, and then moving into the next week were things that were a little bit thicker. So like by the second week, I was able to have grits, oatmeal, protein shakes, soups that didn't have any kind of like vegetable or anything in them. They just had to be pureed, basically. Things like that. Going into weeks 2 through 6, I was on a soft food diet, so I was able to have any kind of cooked vegetable. I could have some really tender meat, and then anything before that. So grits, oatmeal, eggs, I could have at that point, things like that. Can you talk about the sleeve? What does it do? How is it different from the bypass? Also from Abby Smith, Abby Pearl. Yes, so the gastric sleeve, like I said, they do remove about 80 to 90% of your stomach itself. So I'm actually going to turn to the side here for this. So if you were just looking at a normal person's skeleton and intestines here, your esophagus normally goes down like this, and then your stomach kind of comes out here, like the actual organ itself. They call it the sleeve because what they do is they literally almost cut it like in a banana shape here so that it's all one vertical tube, almost like you're putting a sleeve on it. So that is the gastric sleeve. It's different from the bypass in the sense that in the sleeve you are permanently removing those things. The bypass actually just changes the course that your food takes in your digestive tract. Tips for liquid phase post-op from Rach Murphy. It is hard. I feel like you're just in your head a lot as far as feeling like, I just want to choose something. I know that's how I felt. But I guess my tip in general is ask your surgeon about what your options are for protein shakes. I was really grateful that my surgeons let us be drinking full liquid proteins right away. Some doctors, you have to do clear protein for the first couple of days, but being able to have full protein really helped me at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, in general, just keep your fluids up. That's what's going to keep you full. And it's not that you're hungry at this point, because I literally was not hungry at all. It was just more so mental. Rach Murphy 91 also asked, how long did it take to feel back to normal post-op? I would honestly say I felt pretty good physically, like a week after pain went away, maybe 1.5 to 2 weeks after. And then I felt normal physically. It's just that like you're adapting to so much different with your eating patterns. Emma Culp says, what is something that you weren't What is something post-op that surprised you or you weren't expecting? I love you. First of all, I love you too. What is something I wasn't expecting? So I have decided to document this journey on a page called Leash Gets Sleeved, which is where most of these questions were filtered through. I was not expecting it to be so emotionally challenging. I guess even like morally challenging, as far as trying to figure out how to be responsible with what I share, knowing that talking about weight is such a trigger. Even just talking about health in general can be a really big trigger for people. So I wasn't expecting to feel such an internal battle with that, and so I have honestly fallen off a lot as far as my posts go, because I'm just trying to figure out how do I post this in a way that is helpful and not hurtful. How do I continue to learn about this? Do I need to share this journey at all, or is that in itself even contributing to diet culture, weight loss culture, all those things? Maddie Scooter 04 says, what was the preparation like? How many tests did they make you do? So I'm pretty sure from the time my doctor brought up the sleeve with me to actual surgery, it was about 9 months. It took a while to get into the surgeon, and then submitting to insurance. Insurance said 6-month pre-op, which means 6 months of documenting weight loss attempts, past and present. Like I said, 9 months total, 6 months of my actual pre-op. I had to do, I'm trying to think what all I did. I did an endoscopy to check, because acid reflux is a big thing after surgery, so they kind of looked for things like that. I did a psych evaluation. You have to attend a support group. You do your 6 months of training with your 6 months of check-ins with weigh-ins, things like that. And I had to go do a sleep study, and I found out that I had sleep apnea. So yes, that's what I had to do. Courtney Brickfart, how was the process getting started and getting to your first appointment? I touched on this for a second earlier, but it was really, really hard. Even just the first time that the idea of surgery was thrown out there, it was so emotional for me. Like I said, I was dealing with some health issues leading up to it, and my gynecologist was the one that suggested it, and it felt so extreme to me. I think it was this weird mix of feeling hopeful that a trajectory that I had been kind of stuck in could change, but also everything else had to change with it forever, and that felt really, really emotional. So it took me a couple days or weeks to figure out is this something that I want to do or not? And I did a lot of research and decided, yes, I want to move forward and at least see if I really think that I could be a good candidate for this stuff. And so I made my first appointment, and I was scared out of my mind, because the medical field and weight loss in general can be such a triggering place to be, and to know I'm booking an appointment to basically only go talk about my weight was really something that I was really anxious about. So it's this mix of anxiety and excitement and all this other stuff. But I'm not joking the second that I met my surgeons, my nurses, my dietitians. I just felt so comfortable, so assured. Every question was answered, and I felt so much more excited about moving forward with the process. And last but not least, my girl Ricky Lee, one of my best friends, submits the question, why are you so cool? I am not. Anyways, thank you for listening. I'm excited to keep sharing more about my sleeve. Yeah, it's been crazy, but I think in general I just want life to feel balanced, and I want to be healthy, and this sleeve has made me healthier. So that's something that's really exciting and valuable to me, and I can't wait to share more about that. And I'm so happy to be back making videos. Yeah, be on the lookout. Oh my gosh, my kitty cat. Maple. This is Maple. I've always loved doggies. And I've always pictured myself as a doggy mom. I never thought I'd get a kitty. But here we are. She's been so happy. And I still have my doggy Cleo. And we've all been living the dream together. Do you want me to set you down? Cleo, come on up. Come here. And that's our fam. Anyways, thank you for watching Life with Leash. We will be back with more episodes soon. And if you have any more questions about the sleeve you want answered in my next videos, comment below. As always, please like and subscribe, and we will see you soon.